And the merchant said, "Speak to us of buying and selling." And he answered and said, "To you the earth yields her fruit, and you shall not want if you but know how to fill your hands. It is in exchanging the gifts of the earth that you shall find abundance and be satisfied. Yet unless the exchange be in love and kindly justice, it will but lead some to greed and others to hunger. When in the marketplace you toilers of the sea and fields and vineyards meet the weavers and the potters and the gatherers of spices, invoke then the master spirit of the earth to come into your midst and sanctify the scales and the reckoning that weighs value against value. And suffer not the barren-handed to take part in your transaction who would sell their words for your labor. To such men you should say, "Come with us to the field, or go with our brothers to the sea and cast your net. For the land and the sea shall be bountiful to you, even as to us. And if there come the singers and the dancers and the flute players, buy of their gifts also. For they too are gatherers of fruit and frankincense, and that which they bring, though fashioned of dreams, is raiment and food for your soul. And before you leave the marketplace, see that no one has gone his way with empty hands. For the master spirit of the earth shall not sleep peacefully upon the wind till the needs of the least of you are satisfied." From the prophet Kahlil Gibran. We are tuned in to fitness and consciousness. It's about 5 till 10 p.m. Sunday night. I'm having my cup of coffee, my dad's old mug. My dad died in 2005, and this mug has had many, many cups of coffee go through it. Or in and out of it, maybe is a better way. I don't know how long he had it. I have some incense going, as I normally do. It is it's called Eternity, Infinity, not like the clone, but Elite Masala Agarbati, an extraordinary collection of natural masala incense, traditionally made with natural resins, balsam, and unique combination of oils and herbs. Superior incense which burns slowly, and the aroma can remain for long. It's made in India. And it says here that it's export quality. Now, I don't know what I'm going to name the show yet. I always have a title to the show. But I thought of, when I was reading that, I thought of calling the show Export Quality. Do you think export quality is better or worse than the stuff they keep for themselves? There was a time I was given some clothes. If you're familiar with what was going on in Standing Rock, I'm not sure what's going on there now, but a lot of the American Indians there and people, the indigenous peoples, they were trying to keep this pipeline from being built through their land, and they camped out there for a long time, and it was getting to be winter, and I had some friends going out there, and they were taking some donations for clothes. I'm like, okay, I have a bunch of extra long sleeve shirts. Some of them were my dad's sweatshirts, sweaters, long sleeve things. And then, so as I'm going through my stuff, this was a couple years ago. I'm going through my stuff, and like, This is I like this shirt. Do I? And it's nice. It'd be a warm shirt. Winter's coming for them. Brutal cold. Uh, do I give them the stuff that I still like, or do I give them the stuff that's kind of ragged and I don't really like it anymore? I'm not going to wear that out in public. I'll go give it to these people because I'm, this righteous guy who will give his clothes away, but not the good stuff, right? Or that's the battle. That's the internal battle. And so I'm hardly a saint for giving this stuff away, but I did give some of my favorite stuff, good stuff. But the people that were there, it was hard. And I'm not sure what was going on now. I think the pipeline did get approved. I don't remember everything. Where it got like held off, not to get like all political, but I think like Obama like made some kind of gesture to halt the progress of the pipeline, and at the same time he approved 4 other ones, something like that. My numbers are, I'm pretty sure those are the right numbers. I think he okayed 4 more, but they were less public. They didn't have the same coverage, news coverage, and so the news makes it, oh, he halted this pipeline. Wow, what a great environmentalist he is. He cares about the environment. And then he okays 4 other ones, just the same, basically. And if you look at a map of the pipelines going through America, it's a lot of them. And I'm not saying that either one is right or wrong, really. I mean, when the people out at Standing Rock, they're protesting this pipeline, one of the things they were asking for was gasoline as a donation to run their heaters and generators, run their generators. So so it's hard. It's not easy to have like a definite right or wrong. This is right and this is wrong. It's black and white. Why don't you see? Because it's not clear. It's not a clear line. I just remembered. This isn't what I was planning on talking about today. This is all, well, whatever. Anyways, when the pipeline was going through, I went to this prayer held by Native American elder, and there were a bunch of us there. There was we were all in the yurt at White Pine, and buddy of mine now that I've done some sweat lodges with, Josiah, and there was several of us there, a bunch of us there. I don't know how many people exactly, but Josiah was playing his flute, and it was this pretty emotional thing, and we're praying to stop this pipeline. And when it was about over, Josh, buddy of mine, he comes back in to the yurt. He left for a little bit. He comes back in and he's looking at his phone, and he's telling everybody, I've looked at, to try to verify this on several different websites, and it looks like the pipeline was halted. It looks like it was stopped. And we were like, wow, that's pretty cool. We were just praying for that to happen. That's why we're here. We're praying to stop this pipeline. And he comes in and tells us it was stopped. Pretty amazing. I think it got approved anyway. I think, to be fair, I said something about Obama. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just true. I believe Trump took the halt off of it, or however you put those words together. Some kind of talking thing. He went ahead with the progress. I believe. to be honest, I haven't kept up with that very well lately. But it's still just pretty amazing. You gather together for a cause, and you know, it works, at least temporarily. And yeah. Anyways, the show wasn't supposed to be about pipelines. So I have this really amazing thing happening, and I've talked about it a little bit. And I can't give all the details of who I'm partnering with, but I will be opening my gym. I get the keys April 5th. I have friends helping me move in April 7th. And their reward for helping me carry thousands of pounds of steel and iron into this place will be a cup of coffee. I'm going to take them for a cup of coffee. Now, these are good friends. It's a pretty amazing thing happening. So it's going to be a personal training studio, small groups, and I have an amazing partnership happening, and we'll unveil that. I think that day, the day that we move in, I think we're gonna do a short video together to talk about what we're doing. But I can talk about what I'm doing there, anyways. And for many of you already know, I'm currently certified by Strong First as a kettlebell instructor. I'm letting that expire. I've been planning to let that expire for a couple months. I just decided to let it go. I don't have anything against Strong First. I think it's a good certification. It's not everything. It's not meant to be everything. But I'm letting that go. And I'm still teaching kettlebells. I'm still teaching body weight movement. Still use barbells, dumbbells, all kinds of ways to get stronger, faster, move better, using all kinds of things. And so that's in Broad Ripple. It's at 1111 East 54th Street. The suite number is 100A. It's very exciting. I've always wanted my own gym, and when I say always, I mean for as long as I can remember. That's been the plan. Even as a kid, I was lifting weights. My dad's weights. I'm looking over at my dad's old weights right now. Same ones I lifted when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, maybe before then. I'm looking at the heavy bag that my mom got me a long time ago. See my yoga mat over there. I'm at my apartment right now, but I'm just looking over and seeing kettlebells, seeing my stuff that I put a lot of work into. And so I quit teaching classes at this place. It's been about probably less than a couple months now. And at that time, I've known I wanted to open my own place, but I wasn't in a big hurry. And then I started talking to a couple buddies. At the same time, I started getting some offers, inquiries, like people talking. They wanted their own space too, and they were talking about going into business with me. And so, while some were like, maybe okay, maybe yes, maybe no, we're just feeling this out. We're not in a hurry. Kind of yes, kind of no, probably not. And then I was planning on, okay, I'm going to just get a place where all I do is I can do it all by myself. I can pay the rent by myself with the clients I have right now. and I'm not taking a hit on money. I'm not, and I can just do this by myself. That's my thinking. And then a week ago today, I had an offer for this amazing partnership. And, then just a few days ago, today's Sunday, on Tuesday, I put my application in for the place. It was approved on Thursday, and things are moving fast. So I'm looking forward to actually being able to say who I'm partnering with, but that's a couple weeks away. About 2 weeks away, we'll announce it. And so, like today, we met at Starbucks and we got some more stuff ironed out. Got to get a logo. So I was like, okay, I got a logo guy, and then he's talking to somebody else too, and seeing like what we come up with. And then, okay, got to get a website. So the website, paid for the website today. And I have a friend of mine that I train with. We train martial arts together. She's one of my favorite people to train with. She'll be doing the website. And, it's just amazing, like, who is available to do the things that I need done, and that I'm available to do the things that they need done. It's pretty interesting how these like symbiotic symbiotic relationships work out. It's amazing how it works. So I'm looking forward to it. So my own gym, and it's a partnership, but so it's gonna. I can't say too much about that. So the gym, it's kind of going to be like, in a way, two things or three things, depending on how you think about it. Between me and my partner, we have this one thing, but I still have my own identity as a trainer. So we're doing something together, and I'm still doing stuff by myself as an individual with clients, and he'll be doing the same thing. So it's like we each have our own thing, and then we're also doing something together. Not to be like too, vague about it right now, but that's just the way it is. I'm thinking, okay, well, what do I want the place to look like? What do I want the vibe of the place to be? It's going to be, most of the weights that I use are kettlebells. Still use dumbbells, barbells, but it's going to be kettlebells. I believe are the best all-around tool for strength and conditioning. I mean, just strength. Barbell's probably best because you can put a lot more weight on it. I'm not going to get too technical with programming details or anything on this show, on this episode. I was like, well, what do I want? What do I want on the walls? And what do I want? One of the things that I would like to do, so it's going to happen because it's mine and his, but one of the things is I'd like to maybe have maybe once a month or something like that. Maybe people can come over and have some coffee and just talk, or maybe like show off some move that they, I have a lot of trainer friends and we're all different, so maybe somebody's like, oh, I saw you do this on Instagram the other day. Will you show me that? And, so maybe there's that kind of stuff going on over there. And then maybe a couple other people, they're talking about some kind of a spiritual phenomena or whatever it is, and having a cup of coffee or tea and just connecting like that. I thought about, the like coffee and consciousness popped into my mind, where it's something like it's not gonna. I don't want it to like cost anything. I'll supply the coffee. I don't know if maybe I'll get like something like a Keurig or something like that, where there's different flavors and stuff for people to choose from. Maybe I'll take like donations for that or something. But people can just come. Like the song goes, you don't need a penny just to hang around. But if you got a nickel, why don't you lay your money down? Something like that. Chip in for the coffee if you want. Think about it. But people come over, they hang out, get to know people. So I keep seeing that so many of us, we're like one person removed from our new best friend. And I was talking with my buddy about this, Quentin, and he's and we were talking about how like White Pine is like that, where you meet everybody I meet there is so cool. Everybody's just so cool. And so I was like, yeah, you meet somebody there and it's like they're your new best friend. He goes, yeah, or your old friend. Like, yeah. And so I wanted a place where like that kind of stuff can happen too, where people come, they meet, we have like some kind of fitness, spirituality stuff going on that we like to share, like to hear about. And I think that'll be a neat thing to do. So there's do you remember on the show I used to do random Rumi readings? I don't know how many shows I did. I kind of forgot about it. So here is a random Rumi reading. The moon just keeps shining. On a moonlit night, what does the moon in the mansion of stars care for dogs and their barking? The dog is doing his job. The moon is smoothly fulfilling her task by means of her bright countenance. Does the dog's barking ever reach the moon's ear, especially that moon divinely appointed? The king drinks wine on the bank of the streams till dawn, and enthralled in the music is unaware of the croaking of frogs. I'll read that last part again. The king drinks wine on the bank of the stream till dawn, and enthralled in the music is unaware of the croaking of frogs. Interesting. I turned into a random page earlier, but I put I'll make it random, or I turned to a random page earlier, but if I turn to where the bookmark is, then it wouldn't be random anymore. This one's called Keep Polishing. Listen, be careful if you want a clear heart, for something is born to you from every action. And if you have an even greater hope than this, and if the work goes beyond the rank of one who's watching, even though you're dark as iron, practice polishing, so that your heart might become a mirror full of images, with a lovely, light-hearted one shining from every direction. Though the iron was dark and lacking light, polishing cleared the darkness from it. These are from the Rumi Daybook, 365 poems and teachings from the beloved Sufi master, selected and translated by Kabir and Kamil Hilminsky. How about one more? You are nearer than ourselves. Save us from what our own hands might do. Lift the veil, but do not tear it. Save us from the ego. Its knife has reached our bones. Who but you will break these chains? Let us turn from ourselves to you, who are nearer to us than ourselves. Even this prayer is your gift to us. How else has a rose garden grown from these ashes? I can't say that if I was flipping through, those are the ones that I would have picked. But those are the random Rumi readings for today. Polishing the mirror, polishing the iron. What do we get from that? So I'm looking at, again, this partnership that I can't really talk about. I got back into the training business 4 years ago. Before that, I was still training people, but out of my garage or backyard. And I wasn't trying to make money at it. I was just like, come over, we'll have some fun. We'll do some martial art. We'll throw some weights around. We'll lift some kettlebells. We'll bend some steel. We'll just have fun. So I had, quite a few people, quite a few friends and new friends, coming through to do that for a long time. I started as a trainer in 1999, and I quit in 2001 because I didn't like the way the business was. I didn't see how to be successful in the way that I would want to be successful. It was like, to be successful, you kind of had to sell out. Like, I only saw the most successful place I saw, I was working there, but I didn't like how it was done. And the owner was a real control freak, and I think he died. So, it's not cool to talk bad about dead people. If that's bad, it's just a fact. He owns a business. He owned the business, and he wanted it ran a certain way. That's okay. I'm not really the get bossed around type, though. I don't dig that. So I left the business after, doing it full time for 2 years, and just started training people at my house. Friends of friends, just come by. Let's have some fun. Let's lift some weights. Let's beat each other up. Do some jujitsu and kickboxing, whatever. Just whatever. Let's just have fun. Let's just learn and have fun and train, get better. Polish that iron. And then 4 years ago, I was with a woman. We were together for 2 years, and she talked me into. She encouraged me to get back into training. She knew that I wanted to do it, and I guess it kind of helped to have somebody like say, "You can do this. I believe in you, and you can do this." And so she got me fired up to do it again, because the Strong First certification isn't easy. You have to do 100 snatches with a 53-pound kettlebell in 5 minutes. Now it's not that big of a deal, but at the time, it was pretty tough. It's still not easy for me, but it's not that big of a deal now. But that was just one of the things I had to overcome. I had injury. There was like all this, this drama that led up to the certification, but I did it. And so then 4 years later, what was interesting also with these changes that I have going on is that girlfriend of mine knew the owner of the gym that I currently work at. I'm an independent trainer. I'm not an employee anywhere. But my alarm's going off. Gotta hit pause for a second. Okay. Where was I? I'm not sure why my alarm was going off at 10:22 at night, but anyway, so the girlfriend of mine that encouraged me to get back into training, believed in me and got me back into it. Because I at the time, I only wanted this very difficult certification. And there was this other certification I was interested in also. But anyways, she just like believed in me, and I was driving a cab, and she knew I was really burned out with driving the cab. You can make good money at it, but it's rough. It's not easy. The people that drive all day for a living in the car for 10 hours, 12 hours, it's tough. It's hard. It's really hard. It might not be the hardest thing to do, but it's hard. And I did it for 7 years. That same girlfriend, she kind of made these connections for me. So she knew the owner of where I was started to teach classes. It started with just some workshops. I was teaching workshops. They went pretty well. We got along good. Really cool guy. It was just really cool to teach there. So I started teaching there regularly for 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. And then the owner of the gym that I'm still working at for the next couple of weeks, she knew her from because she would come in from massage, that she was getting massages. The owner of my current place was getting massages from another massage therapist where my girlfriend worked. So she saw her coming in, and they talked, and she's like, "Oh, well, my boyfriend is looking for a place to start training people." And so I started, it's like, okay, cool, have them come in. So she like paved the way for me to work at both of these places. It's like I had this help. That's okay. And I appreciate the help. And a lot of really cool things happened at both of these places. And I've taught workshops at other places. I've done some other stuff too. But so it became time. I quit teaching classes there, and I was wanting my own place, and it just worked out. I talked a little bit earlier, but this this place that my partner is going to be on the lease, but since we had like just met, this was all new. He didn't want to get on the lease quite yet when I was ready to turn in my information. And so I turned it in, and I was kind of worried about it because a couple of years ago I got scammed on this loan. It's kind of embarrassing to talk about a little bit, or not embarrassing. Well, kind of whatever it is. But at the time, I was wanting more kettlebells. I'm teaching classes. Kettlebells are expensive. And I get this offer in the mail, and it was like, about a $2,500 loan, pay it back over a year. And it cost like, I think like $125. So it ended up being, I think it was like it looked like it was like a 5% loan or something like that. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. I need some more kettlebells. I'm going to just knock some stuff out here. I'm going to get this loan, pay off some stuff, get some kettlebells, and I'm cool. That's a good deal. And I had it set up to take the payments out of my check every I forget what it was. It was like every 2 weeks, or every month, or every 2 weeks. I think I had it set up to take it out every 2 weeks. It was a while back. So I get the first one's taken out of my check, and it's fine. It was no problem. Well, then the second one comes out, and it was like twice as much or more, or something like what? And then another one comes out, and like I didn't know it, but it overdrew my account. And then I had other stuff that was set up to get taken out automatically. I think I'm fine. I think I have plenty of money in there. And then I check it and my account's overdrawn. I'm like, what's going on? And I look, and like when something's set up to be taken out automatically, they can try 3 times. And so I was paying like a $33 fee. So it would try to take out a payment 3 times. So it would cost them like $100 to, and I didn't even know what was going on. And, for, I don't know how long it took me. It was just like a couple weeks for me to like figure it out, uh, whatever it was. And so I had like all these automatic payments keep happening. And so I paid the money. I'm making a deposit. I would check my account, and and like the next day or something, it'd be overdrawn even more. Like, what is going on? So I go to the credit union, and I'm like, I keep making deposits. I keep having even less money. It's overdrawn even more than what it was before I realized it and started making more deposits. It's like I got scammed. I mean, and the lady's looking at my account. And she's like, "Oh yes, I can see obviously that this is not something that you would do." So I went from having 0 late payments on my credit to having, I don't know what the exact number is, but several. I went from like nothing late to a bunch of stuff late. And my account was almost closed because it's like I just couldn't keep up with all these. It just kept taking out more and more and more. And I got them to quit taking out the payments. I got everything straightened out. Got the credit card straightened out. I got everything straightened out, and it's fine. My account didn't end up getting closed, but it messed my credit up. And last time I checked, I mean, it's going back up, but it took a hit for sure. And what it turned out like with the loan, I don't even think it shows up in my credit report because I think it was just a flat out scam. But it was like the amount that I thought was costing me total was the amount of interest costing me. It was like per week. So it was like, and I went back and I reread the paper that they sent, and there was nothing on there, or I wouldn't have done it. I reread it, and I'm like, yeah, this is not what ended up happening. But it was like way over $100 per week of interest on top of the, So, anyways, I got everything straightened out. I'm cool now. My payments have all been on time since then, and all this kind of. So it's all building up. But my credit did take the hit. So, anyways, I'm applying for this. I have this offer for this amazing partnership. I didn't tell him about this credit thing because I didn't know if it was going to end up being a thing or not. But so I put my application in on Tuesday, and the owner, he's like, "Oh, we needed you to drop off a copy of your license," and that was like at 6 something at night. So I go and I get the copy of my license and I drop it off in their mailbox like an hour later. And then the next day, "Oh, I need a copy of your payment information, accounts, and payroll," because I have like what I call my job. I work at a factory, and then I work at an employee there, obviously. So I get paychecks. It's all electronic. But anyways, and then at the gym, I'm an independent, so I get these deposits. So I'm sending him all my information the next day. But from that Tuesday where I turned the lease in with only my name on it, and it says at the bottom they're checking the credit and they're checking. I'm like, oh, I'm not usually like this intense anxiety kind of guy. I'm not usually an anxious guy at all. I'm usually pretty calm, pretty zen. It's like I'm usually pretty cool. But man, for those 2 days, my heart rate was like a hummingbird. It's just like, it just, and I was just like, that's all I could think about. And I was just like, oh, please, 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 all day long. I was just like, oh my God, please. Like, I can hardly stand it. And I'm checking my phone every second. I get my phone out of my pocket. I look at it. Like, oh man, I put it back in my pocket. I get it right back out of my pocket. I put it back. I'm like, oh my God, please just let me know. I'm like, because either my life is about to take this amazing turn, this amazing opportunity, this amazing partnership. I have my own place with the partner, but like either all that, this amazing stuff is going to happen, or wah, wah, wah. Nope. And it was going to be either one or the other. Either this awesome thing was going to happen, or wah, wah, wah. So it was a Tuesday that I put the application in. Wednesday, just, oh my God, please give me the answer. And Thursday, it was like, oh, I'm just waiting and waiting, and I'm checking my phone every half second, every tenth of a second. I'm getting my phone right back out of my pocket and looking again. I feel my phone buzz, and I'm like, oh my God. And oh man, it's some stupid email. It has nothing to do with that. And I just couldn't stand it. So I sent the owner a message in the morning, like I don't know, 10:30 or something like that. No, I was like, oh, I'm just no rush. I'm just excited and, trying to play it cool. When really I'm just like twisting around in my mind, like, and then checking my phone every half second. And then about 5, he sends me a message asking me to call, and I was with a client. Like, okay. Then my client went to like get a water break, so I typed in, I'll call you a little after 5:00. And so I called him back about 5:15 Thursday. He's like, when were you wanting to move in? It's like, yes. And I couldn't hardly think. And so I just said, like April 5th. I don't even know why I picked April 5th exactly, but April 5th, give me a couple weeks to think. I went and took him my deposit on Friday. So I paid the deposit, and then okay, because they have to clean the carpets and change a couple ceiling tiles, and they have to get the place ready. So it was like, give them time to do that. Give me time to, it's a couple weeks, so like let the gym owner know, hey, I'm opening up a new place, and so it was like, it just seemed like the right thing to do to wait a couple weeks till, and my clients are going with me, and it's just this amazing thing. And then it was like, I did it. It's like, and I did it. I have the partnership happening, but like I got the place by myself. Right now, it's only my name on the lease. I can add my partner anytime, they said. But right now, so it's like I did it by myself. And it wasn't like somebody else, put in a good word for me. It wasn't like, it was cool just because, like, like I was talking about, my girlfriend, making the connections for me for these two places where I've been working for 4 years. It was like, being unsure since I got scammed, is that going to be a problem? And so it was cool to just have that thing knocked out. And that's not really stuff I like to talk about. It's like, I'm doing fine now, paying for everything. I mean, I have money coming in. I have full-time job, and I'm training people, and I'll probably very soon be able to let the job go. but I want to do as much as possible. I have a lot of financial goals. So, but a lot of times I'm waking up, my hours at the job are normally supposed to be 5 in the morning until 1 p.m. And then I have clients in the afternoons and evenings. But when I go in for overtime, I have to be there at 3 a.m. So that's waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, working until 1, get home at 1:30, try to eat and sleep, and then have clients maybe start 4:30, maybe get done at 7, get home. By the time I put the weights up, get home at 7:30, try to eat, try to sleep, and then, whatever it is I got to do, work on these other things, got the podcast, which, to me, it's business, but it's fun. I like to do it for sure. So I got all this stuff happening, and then back to waking up at 2 or 4 or whatever. And sometimes that's on Saturday also. Like this Saturday, I worked from 4 to 8. Usually it's a 6-hour day, but they just asked to come in so we can do this order, whatever. So it's like they asked me to come in. Got it. You can count on me. I'll come in. I'll do it. But I'm really looking forward to its own spot. And like what I started talking about earlier, like what I want the place to be like. And, I don't really like loud music at gyms. And a lot of times if I'm doing my own workout, I don't want any music at all. Focus on my breath and go to the gym, and it's like I like a lot of different kinds of music, but the stuff I don't like it. And there's this, they're playing this awful music, this pop. They're not using real instruments. All the voice stuff is auto tune. It's and then that sound that's in all these, it's like you're listening to computers. It's not even those are not real instruments. That's not a person's voice. You're just listening to electronic garbage. I don't understand why more people don't like good music. No. People can like whatever they want, but it's just not me. So now at the new place, they'll either be people. I'll probably let people listen to whatever they want, maybe. But what I'm thinking is I'll play my own stuff at a low volume, and people can just focus on what they're doing. Focus on, I'm not gonna have to yell to give technique instruction or be distracted by the music while I'm trying to concentrate and watch somebody's form and then tell them what to do with this insufferable noise going on. Some people love that stuff. I don't. And so my gym's not going to have that. So I'm looking forward to just quiet. And that was one of the things that I noticed about this building that it's in. 'Cause it's in this big office building. There's physical therapists in there. There's massage therapists in there. There's accountants. But you go in and it's quiet. So when we go into my gym, it'll be quiet. So I'm wondering, what do I want to have in it? I guess plants. I mean, it has has a window. I'm not sure how much, if it's good enough for plants and stuff. So I'm gonna see what kind of plants don't need a whole lot of sunlight, or maybe a little something what do I want this gym to be? I'm gonna be a kind of like this Zen sort of thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe just have maybe just the feng shui is just gonna be all like kettlebells and barbells and this squat rack, this artistic squat rack. Oh, I think having like the coffee machine. I like that idea, and the thing to heat up water for tea, and or if people just want to drink hot water. Yeah, so it's very exciting, and yeah, it's kind of surreal. I mean, it's just a week ago today that I had this partnership offer. 2 days of just barely able to stand it, of the intense and the anticipation of to find out if I got the place or not, and just the relief when I did, and being able to send my partner a message. Because I sent him a message like the hour before. I was like, oh, I still haven't heard back. When I did talk to him, he did say it looked good, but he'll make a decision in a day or two. And then, I get the message. I get off the phone with him, like, that feels good. It's so cool. I've wanted this for so long. Let's read there's a Grateful Dead lyrics. This is called I'll do Help on the Way into Franklin's Tower. They used to play that together. I just turned to it. Paradise waits on the crest of a wave, her angels in flame. She has no pain. Like a child, she is pure. She is not to blame. Poised for flight, wings spread bright, spring from night into the sun. Don't stop to run. She can fly like a lie. She can't be outdone. Tell me the cost. I can pay. Let me go. Tell me love is not lost. Sell everything without love, day to day. Insanity is king. I will pay day by day anyway. Lock, bolt, and key. Crippled but free, I was blind all the time. I was learning to see. Help on the way. I know only this. I've got you today. Don't fly away. Because I love what I love, and I want it that way. I will stay one more day. Like I say, honey, it's you making it too. Without love in the dream, it'll never come true. I love that part. Without love in the dream, it'll never come true. That was Help on the Way, words by Robert Hunter. They often would play that in Franklin's Tower. Here's Franklin's Tower. In another time's forgotten space, your eyes looked from your mother's face. Wildflower seed on the sand and stone. May the four winds blow you safely home. Roll away the dew. Roll away the dew. Roll away the dew. Roll away the dew. I'll tell you where the four winds dwell. In Franklin's Tower there hangs a bell. It can ring turn night to day. It can ring like fire when you lose your way. Roll away the dew. God save the child who rings that bell. It may have one good ring, baby, you can't tell. One watch by night, one watch by day. If you get confused, listen to the music play. Roll away the dew. Some come to laugh, they're passed away. Some come to make it just one more day. Whichever way your pleasure tends, if you plant ice, you're going to harvest wind. Roll away the dew. In Franklin's tower, the four winds sleep like four lean hounds the lighthouse keep. Wildflower seed in the sand and wind, may the four winds blow you home again. Roll away the dew. Roll away the dew. Roll away the dew. Roll away the dew. You better roll away the dew. Well, are you going to roll away the dew? It's really something to think about, isn't it? I have no idea what that means. I think it might say, maybe I closed the book. That was a random thing. Well, better not flip through. I see more stuff I want to read. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I hope this one was coherent. I normally have an outline of stuff. I couldn't even make an outline, so I was like, oh, I'm kind of scattered around. So I was just going to read some different stuff. Talk about the new gym. Give some more hints about the partnership. Hint without hinting. Just talk about how I want it to be and how I got there. And another name I was thinking of for this episode was why not me? And I think sometimes people, very often, they have a greatness within them and they just don't chisel it out. They're not polishing that iron, like from the Rumi book it's talking about. People can do whatever they want with their lives, but amazing to see what happens when you just keep going, just one foot in front of another. And I have a buddy, Sam, and I was just telling him that I quote him with this all the time. So I was talking about training and what was going on. This was a couple years ago or so, a few years ago. And he said, don't compare. He's like, too many people compare themselves to what they were doing. He's like, compare yourself to where you were 2 years ago and see where you are from there. And I think that's very good advice, because I think too often, I was just talking to a trainer buddy of mine who he's a successful trainer. He has a bunch of clients, people like him. He's a really cool guy. But he was talking to me about partnering with getting a place. And then he decided he didn't want to, and that was right before this amazing offer I had. So he was just telling me, he was frustrated with his current life situation like that. And so I told him the same thing that my buddy Sam says. It's like, compare yourself to where you were 2 years ago. It's like too many people compare themselves to what they were doing 5 seconds ago, and they're not happy. like sometimes these things, uh, we can make these little changes over time. Like I was just looking at like this background. I have this tapestry, and it's heart chakra lotus, and I've had it for a while. I got it, it's on my wall in my apartment, but I got it so it could be a background for the podcast. And when I got it, it was all folded up, and so it had all the fold marks in it. And so just yesterday, I was looking at it before. Well, I mean, I could see that it still had the fold marks in it for all this time. For some reason, I thought they would kind of come out naturally on their own, but they didn't. So just yesterday, I put it in the dryer, and now the fold marks are gone. I washed some clothes. When it's time to put them in the dryer, I took the tapestry, I threw it in the dryer, I get it out, and it doesn't have the fold marks anymore. I don't know why it's so hard for me to have it straight and flat, even currently. But the fold marks are gone. But anyways, the point is, I have it up all this time, and then like this little thing, just take it down, throw it in the dryer, the fold marks are gone. And I think that sometimes that's kind of how a lot of other stuff in our life is. Like people need to make some kind of change, and it could be just as simple as throwing a tapestry in the dryer. Sometimes changes are harder than that, but we got to keep going and make ourselves into a magnet for what we want to attract. I'll leave it at that. Thank you everyone for tuning in. The podcast is doing super good. The things are looking really great. If you want to contact me for training, if you live in the Indianapolis area, you can train with me in person. If you do not live in the Indianapolis area, you can train with me. I use Zoom meeting. It's kind of like Skype. I can demonstrate and correct your form in real time. And we can record the sessions. I can send you the MP4 of your session so you can see what it is that I'm saying and watching yourself. So like, oh, I do that with my knee, or my back does round too much when I'm doing that, or like, whatever. So you can be really technical that way. Some people get just like they do their own workouts. They work out with kettlebells. They just want some technique advice. They don't want a bunch of sessions forever, like workouts. Like they just want, help me with my snatch technique. Help me with my jerk technique. Help me with whatever. I can do that. Other people, they do want that workout over time, the programming and people come to me for a lot of different reasons. So you can send me an email, fitnessandconsciousness@gmail.com. And we'll see if I'm a good fit, see if we make a good match. So thank you again for tuning in. See you next time.